Admiral Tejo stood on the bridge of the Earthship Unity. Through the large windows, he could see the huge space station called Nexus Prime getting bigger and bigger. After traveling for 3 months, they had finally reached the center of the galaxy where all the alien races met. "Sir, we are getting a message from the station," said Lieutenant Hyojin from her seat at the communications desk. "Put it on the main screen," Tejo ordered. A tall, thin alien with blue skin and 4 arms appeared on the screen. Its voice was smooth and friendly. "Welcome, humans of Earth. I am Chancellor Veltar of the Galactic Council. We have been waiting for you." Captain So-Jin, who was standing next to Tejo, whispered, "They seem happy to see us." Tejo nodded, but kept his face serious. This was the most important day in human history. Earth had received an invitation to join the Galactic Council 3 years ago. Since then, they had prepared carefully for this meeting. The Unity was not alone. 11 other Earthships flew with them as protection. So-Jin commanded these escort ships. Each one carried the best weapons and technology that Earth could make. "Admiral Tejo," Chancellor Veltar continued, "please bring your ships to Docking Bay 7. We have prepared a great welcome for you." As the Earthships moved closer to the station, Tejo looked around at his crew. Commander Wu-bin was checking the cultural files about different alien races. Dr. Hei-Wan was looking at her medical equipment, ready to study alien biology for the first time. Intelligence Officer Kyung-ho was watching his security screens carefully. The space station was bigger than any city on Earth. It had thousands of docking bays and millions of aliens living inside it. Ships from hundreds of different worlds came and went every day. "I have never seen anything like this," Dr. Hei-Wan said with wonder in her voice. "Look at all those different ship designs." Through the windows, they could see alien vessels of every shape and size. Some looked like giant sea creatures. Others were perfect metal spheres. A few seemed to be made of living crystal that glowed with inner light. "Admiral," Kyung-ho said quietly, "my sensors are picking up some very advanced weapons on this station, much more powerful than ours." Tejo knew this already. The Galactic Council was old, thousands of years old. They had technology that Earth could not even understand yet. But they had invited Earth to join them as friends. That had to mean something good. The Unity docked with a soft bump. Immediately, a group of aliens came aboard. They were different species, but all wore the same type of uniform, the dark blue of the Galactic Council. Chancellor Veltar was even taller in person. Next to him walked a shorter alien with green scales and big yellow eyes. This was Ambassador Kicksnell from the Trade Federation. "Admiral Tejo," Veltar said, extending one of his 4 hands. "It is an honor to meet the leader of humanity." Tejo shook the alien hand. It felt cold and dry. "The honor is ours, Chancellor. Earth is grateful for this opportunity." "Come," Kicksnell said in a voice that sounded like a snake talking. "We will show you around our station. There is much to see before the ceremony tomorrow." The group walked through the corridors of Nexus Prime. The station was amazing. The walls were made of some kind of metal that seemed to move and flow like water. Lights came from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The air smelled clean but strange, with hints of unknown chemicals. They passed through markets where aliens traded goods from across the galaxy. Wu-bin stopped to stare at a creature that looked like a walking tree selling fruits that glowed in the dark. Hei-Wan was fascinated by a group of aliens that seemed to be made of living gas held together by force fields. "Your species shows great promise," Veltar said as they walked. "Humans are young, but you have achieved space travel very quickly. Most impressive." "We learn fast," Tejo replied. "Earth is ready to contribute to the galaxy." Ambassador Kicksnell's eyes seemed to shine brighter. "Yes, we have heard about Earth's resources. Your planets have rare minerals that are very valuable, and your manufacturing abilities are quite advanced for such a young race." They entered a huge meeting hall where representatives from dozens of alien species were waiting. Some looked almost human, but with different colored skin or extra limbs. Others were so strange that Tejo could not even guess how they moved or spoke. "These are your future partners," Veltar explained. "Together we keep peace in the galaxy. We trade knowledge and resources. We protect each other from dangers. What kind of dangers? Kyung-ho asked. Vel-tar expression became serious. There are wild species out there, races that do not follow civilized rules, pirates and raiders who attack peaceful worlds. The Council provides protection from all these threats. The tour continued for hours. They saw the great libraries where all galactic knowledge was stored. They visited the massive factories that built council ships. They walked through residential areas where different species lived together in harmony. But Kyung-ho noticed something strange. Certain areas of the station were marked as restricted, council members only. When he asked about these places, the alien guides just smiled and said they were boring administrative offices. Also, some of the aliens they met seemed nervous around the humans. They would start to say something, then look around and stop talking. A few times, Kyung-ho saw groups of aliens speaking in whispers, but they stopped when the humans got close. "Admiral," Kyung-ho whispered during a quiet moment, "something does not feel right here." "What do you mean?" Tae-ho asked. "The way some of them act. They seem afraid. And there are too many restricted areas. Why would administrative offices need such heavy security?" Tae-ho looked around. Now that Kyung-ho mentioned it, he could see what the intelligence officer meant. Some of the aliens did look worried or scared, but others seemed genuinely happy to meet humans. "Maybe they are just careful," Tae-ho said. "When you have this many different species in one place, you need good security." That evening, the humans were given quarters in the diplomatic section of the station. The rooms were comfortable and had been modified for human needs. There was even Earth food in the kitchen areas. Dr. Haewon was excited about her first day studying alien biology. "Admiral, I have learned more today than in 10 years of research on Earth. These species have evolved in ways we never imagined." Commander Woo-bin was equally happy. "The cultural diversity is amazing. Each race has completely different ways of thinking and living. This will help humanity grow in ways we cannot even imagine yet." But Kyung-ho remained worried. He spent the evening checking the security systems in their quarters. He found several hidden sensors which the aliens said were for environmental monitoring. He also detected some kind of scanning equipment that seemed to be studying human technology. "They are watching us very carefully," he reported to Tae-ho, "more than normal diplomatic security." "Of course they are," So-jin said. "We are a new species with unknown capabilities. I would do the same thing if aliens came to Earth." The next morning was the ceremony. All the humans put on their best uniforms and gathered in the Great Hall. Thousands of aliens filled the seats, representing hundreds of species from across the galaxy. Chancellor Vel-tar stood at a podium made of flowing crystal. "Today, we welcome a new member to our ancient alliance. The species known as humanity has shown that they are ready to join the civilized galaxy." The ceremony was beautiful. Each council member spoke about friendship and cooperation. They talked about sharing technology and protecting each other. They promised that Earth would benefit greatly from joining their alliance. When it was time, Tae-ho stepped forward to sign the Galactic Accords. The document was written in dozens of languages, including English. It said that Earth would provide 40% of their industrial output and military forces. In return, the Council would protect Earth and share advanced technology. "This seems like a lot to give," So-jin had whispered earlier. "But look what we get in return," Woo-bin had replied. "Technology that could solve all our problems, protection from any threats, access to the entire galaxy." Tae-ho signed his name. The hall erupted in cheers and strange alien sounds of celebration. Lights flashed and music played, if the strange noises could be called music. "It is done," Chancellor Vel-tar announced. "Humanity is now part of the Galactic Council family." As the celebration continued, Tae-ho felt proud but also slightly worried. Something about all this felt too easy. Why was an ancient, powerful alliance so eager to have young humanity join them? What did they really want from Earth? But as he looked around at the celebrating aliens and his own happy crew members, Tae-ho pushed his doubts away. This was humanity's greatest achievement. Earth was no longer alone in the universe. He sent a message back to Earth. Mission successful. Humanity has joined the galactic community. The future begins now. On Earth, billions of people watched the broadcast and celebrated. Humanity had finally taken its place among the stars. What could possibly go wrong? Commander Bora's dreadnought Terra's Fury led the human fleet away from Earth. The barrier that had trapped the planet was now broken, its generators destroyed in the battle. For the first time since the attack began, Earth could communicate with the outside galaxy again. What they heard terrified the Council. "This is Admiral Tejo of Earth Defense Command to all human vessels." The message broadcast across the galaxy. "Earth is free. The Council's invasion force has been completely destroyed. We are now taking the war to our enemies." On Nexus Prime, the Council's leadership gathered in emergency session. Chancellor Veltar stood before the assembly, his usually calm demeanor replaced by visible fear. "How is this possible?" demanded Senator Crix from the Hegemony Worlds. "The humans were completely trapped. Their defenses were destroyed. Where did this fleet come from?" "We do not know," Veltar admitted. "Our intelligence indicated that Earth had fewer than 200 military vessels. This new fleet has over 500 ships, all armed with advanced technology we did not know they possessed." Ambassador Keeksnell's scales had turned pale with fear. "They are broadcasting messages to every enslaved species in the galaxy. They are calling for rebellion against the Council." "Impossible," another Council member said. "No species has ever successfully resisted integration. It has not happened in 1,000 years." "The humans are different," Veltar replied grimly. "They do not fight like civilized species. They use tactics we have never encountered. Complete destruction instead of conquest. They show no mercy to defeated enemies." Meanwhile, the human fleet was already approaching the Outer Council territories. Bora stood on her bridge, watching the star charts that showed their route to the first target. "What is our first objective?" asked her tactical officer. "The Vega system," Bora replied. "Council intelligence reports say it is a major supply depot. We destroy their logistics. We hurt their ability to fight back." Commander Minho was coordinating the overall strategy from his flagship. "Remember, we are not here to conquer territory. We are here to destroy the Council's ability to make war. Every ship we sink, every base we destroy, makes the galaxy a little more free." Sungmin's fighter squadrons scouted ahead of the main fleet. His ships were small and fast, perfect for reconnaissance missions. What they found in the Vega system shocked them. "Commander, you need to see this," one of his pilots reported. "The Vega depot is not just a supply base. It is a prison camp." Through their sensors, the humans could see massive facilities on the planets below. Millions of alien beings worked in the factories and mines, all under guard by Council forces. These were the enslaved species that the Council had integrated over the centuries. "My God," Sungmin whispered. "There are so many of them." Bora's dreadnought entered the system with weapons ready. The Council had 12 warships guarding the depot, but they were not prepared for human tactics. "All ships attack pattern chaos," Bora ordered. "Show them what we learned from Earth's defense." The human ships spread out and attacked from multiple directions simultaneously. Instead of fighting in organized formations like civilized species, they swarmed their enemies like angry insects. The Council ships tried to coordinate their defense, but human fighters kept jamming their communications. Every time they established a command structure, human bombers would target the command ships first. "They are not following any known tactical doctrine," the Council commander reported in panic. "How do we fight an enemy with no strategy?" "Chaos is our strategy," Sungmin replied on an open channel. "You cannot predict what we will do because we do not know what we will do until we do it." The battle was short and brutal. Council ships exploded under concentrated human fire. When the surviving aliens tried to surrender, the humans ignored them and kept attacking until every enemy vessel was destroyed. "No mercy," Bora announced. "They showed no mercy to Earth. We show no mercy to them." With the orbital defenses eliminated, Day-High's engineering ships moved in to free the enslaved populations. The aliens they rescued were amazed to see their guards running in fear from human soldiers. "Who are you?" asked one of the freed prisoners, a tall alien with purple skin and 6 arms. "We are humans from Earth," replied the human commander. "The Council tried to enslave us too. We decided to fight back." "Fight back? But that is impossible. No one fights the Council." "We do, and now you can too if you want." News of the Vega system's liberation spread across the galaxy faster than the Council could suppress it. Species that had been enslaved for generations began to hope for the first time in centuries. On the planet Corinth, a Council administrative world, the local alien population rose up in rebellion when they heard the news. Council forces tried to suppress the uprising, but they found their communication networks jammed by human cyber warfare specialists. High-Jin coordinated the information war from her communication ship. "Every time the Council tries to send orders to their forces, we intercept and corrupt the messages. Every time they try to call for help, we make sure the calls never get through." The human fleet moved from system to system like a plague. They did not try to hold territory or establish bases. They simply destroyed everything Council-related they found and moved on. "This is not how wars are fought," complained Admiral Zektar of the Council's military forces. "Civilized species take territory and hold it. They negotiate for resources. They follow rules." "Humans do not seem to know about rules," his aide replied. "They just destroy everything and leave." "Where are they getting their supplies? How are they maintaining their ships without bases?" The answer would have horrified the Council if they had known. The human fleet was cannibalizing destroyed Council ships for parts and supplies. Every enemy vessel they destroyed became spare parts for their own fleet. Commander Minho had learned this technique from studying ancient human warfare. "In the old days on Earth, armies lived off the land they conquered. We live off the fleets we destroy." Bora's dreadnought Terra's Fury had grown stronger since leaving Earth. Salvaged Council weapons were integrated into its hull. Captured, alien technology improved its shields and engines. The ship was becoming a hybrid of human engineering and stolen Council science. "We are turning their own technology against them," Bora explained to her crew. "Every improvement they made over the centuries now serves humanity." The psychological effect on Council forces was devastating. Stories spread of human ships appearing out of nowhere, destroying everything in their path, then vanishing like ghosts. Council officers began to fear any assignment that might put them in contact with human forces. "They do not take prisoners," one surviving Council officer reported. "They do not negotiate, they do not accept surrender. They just kill everything and move on to the next target." Chancellor Veltar called another emergency session of the Council. "We must find a way to negotiate with these humans. They are destroying our entire infrastructure." "What do they want?" asked Senator Crix. "What are their demands?" "They have not made any demands," Veltar replied. "They just attack and destroy. I do not think they want to conquer us. I think they want to eliminate us completely." Meanwhile, the human fleet was approaching its most ambitious target yet, the Nexus system itself, home to the Council's main headquarters. Bora's sensors detected massive defensive installations protecting the system. "This will not be like the other battles," she warned her fleet. "They have had time to prepare. They know we are coming." "Good," replied Sungmin. "I was getting bored with easy targets." Da-Hi's engineers had been working on a special surprise for Nexus Prime. Using captured Council technology, they had built weapons that the aliens thought were impossible, devices that could tear apart the fabric of space itself. "The Council believes that some weapons are too dangerous to use," Da-Hi explained. "They have rules about what is acceptable in warfare. We do not have those rules." Admiral Tae-ho, who had joined the fleet after Earth's defense systems were restored, felt worried about how far humanity was going. "Are we becoming monsters?" he asked Minho. "They made us monsters," Minho replied coldly. "They betrayed our trust. They tried to enslave our people. Now they get to see what monsters look like." The human fleet dropped out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the Nexus system. Immediately they were confronted by the largest Council fleet ever assembled. Over 2,000 warships protecting the system. That is a lot of ships, observed Bora. That is a lot of targets. Sungmin corrected her. Jin opened communications to the Council fleet. Attention Council forces. This is the human fleet. You have 30 seconds to evacuate all non-military personnel from this system. After that, we begin the attack. Chancellor Veltar's voice came back over the communication channel. Humans, please, we can negotiate. We can find a peaceful solution to this conflict. You had your chance for peace, Minho replied. You chose war instead. Now you get to see what human war looks like. We offer you one final chance, Veltar pleaded. Join the Council as equals. We will give you everything you want. We want you gone, Minho said simply. All of you. Forever. The 30 seconds expired. The human fleet charged into battle against impossible odds. But they were no longer the same species that had been betrayed at Nexus Prime months earlier. Commander Minho had never trusted aliens. While Admiral Tejo and his diplomats traveled to meet the Galactic Council, Minho was working on a secret project. He called it Project Sanctuary. Minho believed that humanity should always be ready for war. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, he told his team. While Earth celebrated joining the galactic community, Minho was building the largest fleet in human history. The project was hidden in the asteroid belt and the outer regions of the solar system. Using stolen and reverse-engineered alien technology, Minho's engineers built shipyards where no one would look for them. They worked in the shadows of Saturn's rings and inside hollow asteroids near Jupiter. Haye was one of Minho's best officers. She commanded the secret shipyards hidden in Saturn's rings. For 3 years, she had supervised the construction of hundreds of warships using designs that improved on alien technology. The council members shared their technology freely. Haye explained to her engineering team. They thought we were too primitive to understand it. They were wrong. The human engineers had taken alien designs and made them better. Where aliens built ships for efficiency, humans built them for war. Where aliens used careful, controlled energy systems, humans pushed everything to dangerous limits for maximum power. Sung-Min was in charge of the fighter squadrons. He trained his pilots using tactics that no alien species had ever seen. While galactic warfare was usually conducted with careful rules and honor codes, humans prepared for brutal, chaotic combat. Forget everything you learned about fair fighting, Sung-Min told his pilots. The aliens think war is like a game with rules. We are going to show them what real war looks like. The centerpiece of the hidden fleet was the massive dreadnought Terra's Fury. Commander Bora supervised its construction personally. The ship was larger than anything Earth had built before, armed with weapons that combined human creativity with alien technology. This ship alone could destroy a small planet, Bora said as she walked through its corridors. But we built 4 more just like it. The hidden fleet consisted of 500 warships, from massive dreadnoughts to small, fast attack craft. Each ship was crewed by volunteers who believed that humanity needed protection from unknown dangers. When the Council's trap was sprung and Earth's defenses went down, Minho received Admiral Tejo's final coded message before the barrier completely blocked all communications. Project Sanctuary is now active, Minho announced to his fleet commanders. This is what we prepared for. Haye powered up the Saturn shipyards and began final preparations for launch. All ships report ready for combat. Crews are at battle stations. The hidden fleet had one major advantage. They were outside the barrier when it activated. The Yao Council's trap was designed to catch Earth's known military forces, but they had no idea that hundreds of human warships were hiding in the outer solar system. They studied our public military records, Minho explained to his officers. They know about every ship and weapon system that Earth officially built, but they know nothing about Sanctuary. Sung-Min launched his fighter squadrons from hidden bases on asteroids. The small, fast ships moved silently through space, using advanced stealth technology reverse-engineered from Council designs. Remember your training, Sung-Min told his pilots over encrypted communications. The aliens fight wars like they are dancing. We fight wars like we are hunting. Show them the difference, Bora's dreadnought Terra's Fury powered up its massive engines. The ship was so large that its movement caused nearby asteroids to shift in their orbits. Its weapon systems came online, ready to deliver destruction on a scale the galaxy had never seen. "All ships, this is Commander Minho," the fleet commander broadcast. "For 3 years we have prepared for this day. The Council thinks they know what humans are capable of. They think we are weak and helpless. Today, we show them who we really are." The hidden fleet began moving toward Earth. But they were not planning a rescue mission. They were planning something much more dangerous. "Our objective is not to save Earth," Minho continued. "Our objective is to destroy every Council ship in this solar system. We will show the galaxy that betraying humanity has consequences." Jin, the fleet's communications officer, worked to break through the barrier that surrounded the solar system. Using techniques that the Council thought impossible, she found a way to send a brief message through the energy field. "Earth defense. Command, this is Sanctuary Fleet," Jin broadcast. "The cavalry is coming." Admiral Tejo received the message just hours before the Council's surrender deadline. He could hardly believe what he was hearing. "Minho, is that really you?" Tejo asked over the crackling communication link. "Hello, Admiral," Minho replied. "Sorry we are late to the party. We had to make some final preparations." "What preparations? What are you talking about?" "While you were making friends with aliens, I was building a fleet to kill them. 500 ships, Admiral. All hidden, all ready for war." Tejo felt hope rising in his chest for the first time since the attack began. 500 ships? That is impossible. Where did you get the resources? "From the aliens themselves. Every piece of technology they shared with Earth, we studied and improved. Every friendly gesture they made, we prepared for betrayal. Today, their gifts become their destruction." Captain Sojin, listening from her disabled orbital station, could not believe what she was hearing. "Minho, the Council has thousands of ships. Even with 500, we are still outnumbered." "Numbers do not matter when your enemy does not know you exist," Minho replied. "The Council's ships are positioned to fight the Earth fleet they disabled. They are not ready for an attack from outside the barrier." As the hidden fleet approached the barrier, Jin worked on the most dangerous part of their plan. She had to find a way to break through the energy field without alerting the Council forces. "I found a weakness," Jin reported. "The barrier is strong, but it uses the same energy patterns as our captured alien technology. I can overload it with feedback from our own systems." "Do it," Minho ordered. Bo-Ra-Quotus Dreadnought moved to the front of the fleet. Its massive hull was covered with captured alien technology that had been modified for this exact purpose. Instead of using the technology as the aliens intended, the humans pushed it far beyond safe limits. "All power to the overload systems," Bo-Ra commanded. "Everyone prepare for emergency maneuvers." The Terra's Fury unleashed a massive burst of energy at the barrier. But instead of trying to break through with force, the attack used the barrier's own energy against itself. The feedback created a temporary weakness in the field. "Now!" Minho shouted. "All ships, full speed through the gap." The hidden fleet raced through the opening in the barrier before the Council forces could react. 500 human warships suddenly appeared in Earth's solar system like ghosts materializing from nothing. Chancellor Veltar was on his command ship, preparing for the final ultimatum to Earth, when his sensors detected the new arrivals. "What are those ships?" Veltar demanded. "Where did they come from?" His tactical officer studied the sensor readings with confusion. "They appear to be human vessels, Chancellor, but that is impossible. We accounted for all of Earth's military forces." "How many ships?" "Hundreds, sir. More than we expected Earth to possess." Veltar felt cold fear growing inside him. The humans were supposed to be helpless and defeated. This was not part of the plan. On Earth, Admiral Tejo received another message from Minho. "Admiral, get your people to safety. What happens next is going to be loud." "What are you planning?" Tejo asked. "We are going to teach the galaxy a lesson about betraying humanity. Every Council ship in this system is going to die. Every single one." Sung Min's fighter squadron struck first. The small human ships appeared on the Council's sensors like a swarm of angry wasps. Using tactics that no alien species had ever encountered, they attacked the massive council vessels from every direction at once. "What kind of combat doctrine is this?" one of the council commanders asked in panic. "They are attacking without formation or strategy. They are using chaos as a weapon," another replied. "I have never seen anything like it." The human fighters did not follow any rules of civilized warfare. They rammed damaged ships instead of accepting surrender. They targeted life support systems instead of weapons. They fought like wild animals instead of trained soldiers. Bo-Ra-Quotes dreadnoughts joined the battle, their massive weapons tearing through council ships like paper. The alien vessels were built for exploration and trade, with some defensive capability. The human ships were built for one purpose only: to kill as efficiently as possible. "This is Commander Minho to all council forces." Hyejin broadcast on all frequencies. "You wanted to see what humans are capable of in war. Congratulations. You are about to find out." The battle around Earth became a massacre. Council ships tried to retreat, but the barrier they had created now trapped them inside with the human fleet. The energy field that was meant to imprison Earth had become their own cage. Da-High coordinated the fleet's movements from her command ship. "Target their command vessels first. Cut off their coordination, then hunt down the survivors one by one." The battle for Nexus Prime was unlike anything the galaxy had ever witnessed. 2,000 council ships faced 500 human vessels in the most important fight in galactic history. Commander Bo-Ra's dreadnought Terra's Fury led the charge directly into the center of the council formation. Her massive ship took hit after hit from alien weapons, but the stolen council technology in her hull absorbed the energy and fed it back to her own weapons. "All power to forward guns," Bo-Ra commanded. "Ram speed. Show them what humans do to betrayers." Sungmin's fighter squadron spread out like a deadly cloud around the main fleet. His pilots had spent months perfecting tactics that no civilized species would ever use: ramming attacks, suicide runs, and coordinated strikes on life support systems. "Remember," Sungmin told his pilots, "we are not just fighting for Earth. We are fighting for every species the Council has enslaved. Make every shot count." The Council forces tried to use their numerical advantage, but human tactics made their numbers meaningless. Every time the aliens formed an organized battle line, human ships would appear from unexpected directions and shatter their formations. "They are everywhere at once," reported Admiral Zektar from his flagship. "How can 500 ships be in so many places?" "Because we do not fight like you expect us to fight," replied Commander Minho over the communication channel. "You think war is chess. We think war is a hurricane." Da-High's engineering ships unleashed their secret weapons, devices that could tear holes in space itself. The Council had developed this technology centuries ago but banned its use as too dangerous. Humans had no such restrictions. "Spatial torpedoes armed and ready," Da-High reported, targeting their command ship. "Fire," Minho ordered. The weapon created a small black hole that lasted only seconds, but it was enough to completely destroy Chancellor Veltar's massive command vessel. The explosion sent shockwaves through the entire Council fleet. "The Chancellor is dead," someone screamed over the Council communication networks. "The humans killed him." Panic spread through the alien ranks. Without their leader, the careful coordination of the Council fleet began to fall apart. Human ships pressed their advantage, targeting command vessels and communication arrays. Bo-Ra quote, "Dreadnought crashed through the Council battle lines like a meteor. Her ship was damaged and burning, but she kept fighting. All weapons, continuous fire. Do not stop shooting until they are all dead." Admiral Tejo, commanding a squadron of Earth's regular fleet that had joined the battle, watched in amazement and horror as the human ships fought with suicidal determination. "Minho, our casualties are extremely high," Tejo reported. "We are losing ships faster than we can count." "Casualties do not matter," Minho replied. "Victory matters. The Council ends here today, no matter what it costs us." As the battle raged, something unexpected happened. Ships from enslaved species throughout the galaxy began arriving at Nexus Prime. They had heard the human broadcasts calling for rebellion. and now they came to join the fight. Human fleet, this is Captain Vornell of the liberated Rigel forces, came a transmission. We are here to help destroy the Council. More and more ships arrived. Species that had been enslaved for generations brought their own fleets to join the human assault. The Council suddenly found themselves outnumbered by their own former slaves. This is impossible, Admiral Zektar said as he watched his fleet being overwhelmed. How did the humans organize this? How did they coordinate attacks across the entire galaxy? He-Jin answered from her communications ship. We did not organize anything. We just showed the galaxy what freedom looks like. Everything else happened naturally. The combined fleet of humans and liberated species pressed their attack. Council ships began surrendering, but the humans ignored the surrender signals and kept firing. Please, begged one council captain, we yield, stop firing. You did not accept Earth's surrender when we were helpless, replied Sungmin. We do not accept yours. The battle lasted 18 hours. When it ended, the great Nexus Prime station was a burning wreck. The Council's main fleet was completely destroyed. Thousands of alien warships floated dead in space. But the humans were not finished. Commander Minho gathered his surviving ships and addressed the galaxy. People of the galaxy, Minho broadcast, the Council leadership is dead. Their main fleet is destroyed, but this is not enough. Every Council world, every Council base, every Council ship in the galaxy must be eliminated. We will not stop until the Council is completely gone. The human fleet split into smaller groups and spread across the galaxy. Each group had the same mission: find and destroy everything connected to the Council. No mercy, no prisoners, no survivors. Bo-Ra quotas damaged, Dreadnought limped to the core worlds, where the oldest Council civilizations lived. These were the species that had created the Council thousands of years ago. They had lived in luxury while other species served as slaves. All Council worlds in this sector, Bo-Ra transmitted. You have 1 hour to evacuate all civilians. After that we begin orbital bombardment. The ancient civilizations tried to negotiate. They offered humans positions as the new rulers of the galaxy. They promised technology and wealth beyond imagination. We do not want to rule the galaxy, Bo-Ra replied. We want you gone from it. One by one, the Council worlds burned. Not the planets themselves, but every structure, every city, every trace of Council civilization was destroyed from orbit. The species that survived were left with nothing but the clothes on their backs. High led another group to the industrial worlds, where enslaved species had worked in factories for generations. But instead of destroying these worlds, she liberated them. You are free, High announced to the workers. Take the factories, take the ships, take everything the Council built with your labor. It belongs to you now. Sungmin hunted down the scattered Council fleets that were trying to escape to the outer rim. His fighters pursued them relentlessly, tracking them down and destroying them no matter where they tried to hide. There is nowhere you can run, Sungmin told his prey. Humanity remembers. Humanity does not forgive. The campaign of destruction lasted 6 months. By the end, every major Council installation had been eliminated. The ancient civilization that had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years was completely gone. Admiral Tae-Ho stood on the bridge of his ship, looking out at the ruins of what had once been the Council's greatest military base. The destruction was complete and terrible. Was this necessary? Tae-Ho asked Minho. Did we have to destroy everything? Yes, Minho replied without hesitation. They showed us what they do to species that trust them. We showed the galaxy what happens to species that betray us. The lesson is clear. Dr. Haewon worked with medical teams to help the liberated populations. Billions of beings were suddenly free after generations of slavery. Many did not even know how to live without someone telling them what to do. It will take time, Haewon reported to Earth. But the freed species are learning to govern themselves. Some are forming new alliances based on mutual respect instead of domination. Hyejin established new communication networks connecting the liberated worlds. Instead of the Council's centralized system that could be controlled by a single authority, the new networks were decentralized and free. No species will ever again control communications across the galaxy, Yejin announced. Information will flow freely to all who want it. But the galaxy was not at peace. With the Council gone, there was a power vacuum. Some species tried to establish their own empires. Pirates and raiders emerged from the chaos. War threatened to consume entire sectors. The galaxy is falling into chaos, reported one of Earth's diplomatic officers. Someone needs to restore order. Not us, Minho said firmly. We are not here to rule anyone. We are here to make sure no one rules everyone. The human fleet became something like galactic peacekeepers, but with a very different philosophy than the Council. Instead of imposing order through domination, they maintained peace through overwhelming retaliation. Any species that tries to enslave others will be destroyed, Minho announced to the galaxy. Any government that oppresses its people will be eliminated. Any military that attacks civilians will be hunted down and killed. Some liberated species asked humans to become their new leaders. The answer was always no. We do not want to rule you, Admiral Tejo explained. We want you to rule yourselves. But if you choose leaders who become tyrants, we will remove them. Years passed. The galaxy slowly learned to live without the Council. New civilizations emerged based on freedom and mutual cooperation. Trade resumed between worlds, but now it was voluntary instead of forced. The human fleet remained active, patrolling the galaxy like guardian angels of destruction. They were no longer the naive species that had been betrayed at Nexus Prime. They had become something harder, colder, more dangerous. We kept our promise, Commander Minho said in his final report to Earth. The Council is gone. Every trace of their civilization has been erased. Nothing is left standing. And what about us? Asked Admiral Tejo. What have we become? Minho looked out at the stars, where human ships maintained their eternal watch. We became what the galaxy needed us to become. The species that says no to tyranny. The civilization that punishes betrayal with extinction. 3 months had passed since Earth joined the Galactic Council. The promises were starting to come true. Ships arrived at Earth carrying amazing technology and gifts from their new alien friends. Jin-Wu, Earth's chief engineer, watched as alien. Workers installed the new equipment. They called it enhanced communication arrays and defensive upgrades. The aliens said these would make Earth safer and help humans talk to other worlds across the galaxy. This technology is incredible, Jin-Wu told his team. Look at how efficiently it processes data. Our best computers are like toys compared to this. The main installation was happening at the Global Defense Center in Geneva. Huge metal towers rose from the ground, covered in strange symbols that glowed with blue light. Similar towers were being built in 12 other locations around Earth. What exactly do these towers do? Asked Ryun Ah, a young systems analyst who worked with Jin-Wu. The aliens explained it to me, Jin-Wu replied. The communication arrays let us send messages instantly to any part of the galaxy. The defensive systems create a protective barrier around our solar system. If pirates or hostile aliens try to attack Earth, the barrier will stop them. Ryuna nodded, but she looked worried. Can I examine the software they installed? Of course. The alien said we should learn how everything works. Ryuna spent the next 2 weeks studying the alien code. It was unlike anything she had ever seen. The programming language was so advanced that she could only understand small parts of it. But what she found made her very afraid. Hidden deep in the communication system was code that had nothing to do with sending messages. Instead, it seemed designed to take control of Earth's computers. The defensive systems also had strange programming that she did not understand. Jin-Wu, you need to see this, Ryuna said urgently. There are hidden programs in the alien technology. Jin-Wu looked at her computer screen. The code was so complex that even he could not understand most of it. Maybe this is just how their technology works. Alien computers might be very different from ours. No, look at this section. Ryuna pointed to specific lines of code. This part is designed to disable our planetary defense systems. And this part here creates some kind of barrier, but not to keep attackers out. It keeps ships from leaving our solar system. Jinwoo felt cold fear growing in his stomach. Are you sure about this? I need to run more tests, but yes. This technology is not here to help us, it is here to trap us. Before Ryuna could do more research, alarms started blaring throughout the facility. Red lights flashed on every computer screen. The alien technology was activating itself. What is happening? Jinwoo shouted over the noise. The communication towers around Earth began glowing brighter and brighter. Then they released a massive burst of electromagnetic energy. The pulse spread out from each tower like ripples in a pond. Every piece of human technology that the pulse touched stopped working. Satellites fell from orbit. Power grids shut down. The great defense stations that protected Earth went dark and silent. The pulse disabled everything, Ryuna screamed. All our defenses are gone. At the same time, the defensive systems that the aliens had installed began working, but they did not create a barrier to protect Earth. Instead, they created a prison. An energy field formed around the entire solar system, trapping everything inside. Admiral Taeho was in his office at Earth Defense Command when the attack began. The lights went out and emergency power kicked in. His aide ran into the room. Sir, we have lost contact with all defense stations. Our satellite network is completely down, and there is some kind of barrier around the solar system. Nothing can get in or out. Taeho felt his heart sink. Get me Captain Sojin at the orbital station. I am trying, sir, but communications are very limited. The electromagnetic pulse damaged most of our equipment. After an hour of trying, Taeho finally got through to Sojin on an old radio system that had survived the pulse. Her voice was full of anger and fear. Admiral, we have been betrayed. Alien ships are surrounding Earth. Hundreds of them. Our weapons are not working and we cannot leave orbit because of that energy barrier. Taeho closed his eyes. He had been a fool to trust the Council so easily. How many ships do we have that are still operational? Maybe 20% of our fleet still has basic power, but our weapon systems are dead. We are sitting ducks. Before Taeho could respond, every working screen on Earth began showing the same image. Chancellor Veltar appeared, but he looked very different now. His friendly smile was gone. His eyes were cold and cruel. People of Earth, Veltar began, you are probably confused and angry right now. Let me explain what has happened. Taeho watched in horror as the alien leader continued speaking. Your species was never invited to join the Galactic Council as equals. That was a lie. Earth was identified as a valuable resource that needed to be harvested. Your planet has rare minerals that we need. Your people will provide workers and soldiers for our empire. The images on the screen changed to show other worlds. Planets full of different alien species, all working in mines and factories. All of them looked defeated and hopeless. Every species you met on Nexus Prime went through the same process, Veltar explained. First, we invite them to join our alliance. We make them feel special and important. Then we install our control systems on their worlds. Finally, we add them to our empire as servants. Taeho felt sick. All those aliens they had met. The ones who seemed nervous and afraid. They had been trying to warn humanity, but the humans had not understood. You have 72 hours to surrender completely, Veltar continued. Give us control of your governments, your military, and your industrial systems. If you cooperate, we will treat you well. If you resist, we will destroy your cities and take what we want by force. The broadcast ended, leaving Earth in darkness and despair. In space around Earth, Captain Sojin looked out at the alien fleet. There were hundreds of ships, all much larger and more advanced than anything humans had built. The barrier around the solar system shimmered like a soap bubble, but she knew it was stronger than any weapon Earth possessed. Captain, one of her officers said, we are getting reports from all over the system. The aliens have ships positioned at every planet and major asteroid. They have us completely surrounded. Sojin's hands clenched into fists. How could we have been so stupid? The signs were there. On the surface of Earth, panic was spreading. Cities went dark as power systems failed. Governments tried to communicate with each other, but most long-distance communications were still down. People gathered in the streets, looking up at the sky where alien ships could be seen as moving points of light. Admiral Tejo managed to establish contact with other military leaders around the world. The situation was the same everywhere. Their defenses were down and alien ships surrounded them. "Do we have any options?" asked General Kim from the Asian Defense Command. "Very few," Tejo replied. "Most of our fleet is disabled. The ones that still work have no weapons. We cannot even send a message asking for help because the barrier blocks all communications with the outside galaxy. What about our ground forces? The aliens do not seem worried about ground forces. Their ships can attack us from space and we have no way to reach them." Dr. Heywan was in her laboratory when the attack began. She had been studying samples of alien biology that the Council had given her. Now she looked at those samples with new understanding. "They were studying us too," she said to her assistant. "All those biological samples they wanted from us. They were learning about human weaknesses. How to make diseases that would only affect humans. How to control our minds." The assistant looked scared. "What are we going to do?" "I do not know. But I am going to destroy all the research I shared with them. If we survive this, they will not learn anything else from me." As the second day passed, more alien broadcasts came to Earth. They showed what happened to other species that had refused to surrender. Cities burned from orbit. Millions died. Eventually, the survivors gave up and became slaves. "This is your future if you do not cooperate," Veltar said. "We have done this many times before. Resistance is pointless." But something strange was happening in the outer parts of the solar system. Intelligence Officer Kyung-ho had managed to get some of his deep space sensors working again. What he saw gave him the first hope he had felt in days. "Admiral," Kyung-ho said over the emergency communication system, "I am picking up some very faint signals from beyond Neptune. They are using old human radio frequencies." "That is impossible," Tejo replied. "Nothing human could be out there, and even if there was, the barrier would block any signals. The signals are very weak, but they are definitely human. And sir, I think they are coming from multiple sources, a lot of sources." Tejo felt a tiny spark of hope. "Are you certain?" I'm running more tests, but yes, someone is out there, and whoever they are, they know what has happened to Earth." As the deadline approached, Chancellor Veltar appeared on screens again. "You have 12 hours left to surrender. After that, we will begin the pacification of your world. Your cities will burn until you submit." The alien ships moved closer, to Earth, preparing for battle. Their weapons powered up, ready to destroy any human resistance.